Welcome back to Sports First, number one in sports. It's your host, Sabotage. Let's get right into the entertainment, which is fantasy football. With the pinky up, ladies and gentlemen, with the pinky up. Actually, we'll start off with looking just at a couple of scores and all, because I want to do it all around everything. As in, I don't know. I usually do start off with the fantasy talk, but I guess we can look around the standings, and the scores. Sean Connery style, baby. But yeah, let's look at today. I mean, we still got I thought we only had two more games left, but we actually have three games left. I didn't realize that this game. Well, I knew this one was postponed. Actually, I knew both were postponed. I just totally kind of zoned out about it. But wait. So this got moved. Was one of these the Monday games, or did we just not have a? I forget if we just didn't have a Monday game. Do we? Holy moly, we have two Monday games and two Tuesday games. Yeah. See, I thought it was just pretty much one Monday game. No, I knew that there was two Monday games. I didn't know that there was two Tuesday games. So there we go. Okay. So we actually have five games left technically. Because this one hasn't been played. Obviously, this is much earlier, or this is before. This is before the Saints and the Buccaneers. You expect the Buccaneers to win this, but I mean the reason is just a bunch of players down. I guess Alvin Kamara's back, but they still it's Taysom Hill their quarterback, but I don't know. Maybe he gives the Buccaneers some trouble, but I'm sure Buccaneers are really good against the run. Actually, I think that's one of their key things is against the run. But they're a good defense all around anyways. Even though they've lost a lot of pieces this year, I'm sure a good amount of them have came back, but still, it's that offense, that dynamic, that electric, that thunderboltish, that Buccaneers Tom Brady offense that can be stopped. But yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and say they're gonna win it. I don't know how easy it's gonna be because the Saints actually gave them trouble. That Saints defense is still there, so they could still win. I wouldn't if it was a win, I wouldn't expect it to be by much. But I mean, so pretty much what I'm saying is I'm not gonna be shocked if if they end up taking the L. Which I don't have a problem with, and the Saints shouldn't. I mean, the Buccaneers shouldn't either, since they stand in a pretty good spot at the moment with 10-3s. I don't think Antonio Brown is still back yet. He's not. He also got the 2-game suspension. Probably won't back till playoffs. But enough on that situation. We started off Thursday with a banger. Chargers versus Chiefs. Patty the Batty, Matty. I had an extra on there, but Patty started off kind of slow. Everything kind of started off slow, and then it picked up a little bit for Patty and the Chiefs. The defense played pretty, I guess, decent, but then again, it wasn't that decent because the Chargers had 3 opportunities where they could have kicked field goals, and they didn't. It would have been obviously a completely different game. Then Chiefs would have had to go on in certain areas or whatever not. But still, good game all around. Even with those, I like coaches that go for it a lot, or in a way risky. I guess it's risky, but at the same time, if they would have gotten it all 3 times, then the Chiefs probably wouldn't have had a chance at winning this game, If they would have gotten it one of those times, it would have been a completely different game. But all 3 times they got stopped. One of them was the Jared Cook one that, he literally grabbed it and got out of his hands. But Travis Kelce was freaking crazy, and again, we'll get a little bit more into that too. He actually is our fantasy king of the castle. Travis Kelce, as you see right here, we'll go a little bit into the fantasy at the moment. But yeah, Travis Kelce, that last catch was the craziest one. I'm facing him in fantasy playoffs, which sucks because dude got 41 freaking 41.1, man. 41 point. I thought it was pretty bad when he had like 30 something, and then dude goes off and gets another touchdown. Oh wait, actually I don't think he even got a touchdown in that play because he might have been down earlier than that. I forget where it looked like he was actually injured. Might have been the earlier play, but whatever. Just that crazy. Oh, actually, was that in overtime? I forget. I'm pretty sure this game went to overtime. Yeah, it did go to over. Did you see the touchdown run was in the overtime? I'm talking about the earlier catch um where he pretty much could have gotten the touchdown earlier too. But damn, so that would have been like I don't know how many. He would have probably gotten close to 50. Thank the Lord, because that give me a slim chance. Very slim. Um, Still, I don't believe that. I mean, it'd be nice if somehow me opponent. He has Odell Beckham. He has Godwin left. He has Justin Fields. Even though Justin's messing, he has that a hand injury. But I mean, Justin just with his feet can get you. I mean, he's even if he weren't to play a great game, he could still probably get you 15 to 20 points. With the leg. He's really awesome with the scrambling. Tactic quarterback. I believe in the future he's gonna be one of the top quarterbacks. But stuff doesn't work out sometimes. But let's hope it does work out. 'Cause I like Jordan Field. I watched him a little bit in Ohio State and Georgia. Uh, I went off way off a little bit, but yeah, Travis Kelsey, as you see with I'm going to the passing yards. Where is his passing yard or his stats? It was like, oh, there they are. Zeza, yeah, that's a quarterback stats right there. Uh, with 10 receptions for the 191 yards, let it get him. That just one catch, that overtime catch was like for 70 some yards. It's just itself. Just itself. With 2 touchdowns, 13 targets. I mean, that's really good numbers. I mean, considering that he had some shitty games throughout the year. But hey, it's really what playoffs is what really you kind of have some of these players for. But at the same time, Travis Kelsey I'm guessing, was a higher pick for a lot of people. Like 2 years back or maybe a year back, I had him as a second rounder, I think, second round pick. Might have been a second round pick, but he had a really good year that year. But I had a shitty team, so I didn't even make playoff. I didn't even make playoff that year. Um, let's go back to the games real quick again. But yeah, Chiefs are. I'm sure they're at top of that division now. Are they at top of the division? They are 10-4. Patriots lost, and that was yesterday too. Can anybody else catch up with them now? Titans lost too, so yeah, they're sitting at top of the AFCs, and ain't nobody gonna catch up. Well, I just don't see. Let's see their schedule real quick. I mean, the schedule either or. If the schedule's tough or not, I believe their offense has been on a roll. Their defense has been really good. As y'all saw, Teddy Bridgewater went out of the game. A little scary looking injury. Steelers, Big Benny Hanna, even though they had a good game today, I just don't believe that. I don't know. This Chiefs defense and offense are just clicking now. They have little slumps here and there, but like in key moments, important moments, they find a way to get there, and that's that a Chief for you right there. If you would have like maybe weeks, like if they would have been the same Chiefs from weeks 5, 4, and 3 and stuff, you would have had a chance. Pittsburgh would have had a really good chance. But then again, during those weeks, yeah, Steelers were actually really good during those times. During them times. Oh, the good old days. Good old days. This is actually the only game I see them losing, but the rest, I mean, to me, I'm going to say they're going to go ahead and win out. But, I mean, this is the NFL, the pros, baby. You can lose any game, baby. But yeah, enough on the Chiefs. I feel like I spent way too much, but hey, they were the Super Bowl champions. They were the Super Bowl champions. With my Louisiana, I don't know if that's Louisiana accent or whatever they were. But hey, Chiefs. Chargers pretty good to themselves. They ain't too bad, but that was a really good game. This game right, easy. That defense, man. I had that cold defense on my fantasy lineup. As y'all know, Harris was actually out of this game, so they had the backfield of Harris is a difference maker. After watch, oh, I already knew. We all should have known. Stevenson and what the other Bowden with the other running back they had out there. I actually I put Sony Michelle on the bench and because I just saw that nobody picked him up and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna go for it. By the way, I'm playing like a 14 team league. So yeah, that's why some of these players I would bring up too. You know what I'm saying? We our league's tough out there. You know, we have like 4 people, 6 and 5, and I actually got the the nod because just by points reasons. You know, my last couple of games I put up really big numbers, but that obviously didn't last too long because I'm on stuff now, and then when it's important, it ain't working for me right now. That's all. Um, but yeah, this back to this game. Looked like them Colts were gonna have pretty easy game as you can see from the score line right here, but that wasn't the case because them Patriots, as y'all see right there in the fourth quarter, they leveled it up with some good passes from Mac Jones. I actually didn't catch too much of the earlier. I was planning on watching the highlights, but I didn't catch too much of the earlier halves. But the 2 INTs from Mac the Jack. Ooh, I guess I'm not gonna stay too long on that one, but other important parts of that game, well, just the defense, really, just the Indianapolis Colts defense. Oh, and the Tyrod Taylor. Why am I getting his name? Taylor. Oh my God, I can't believe I can't get his first. Jonathan Taylor, Tyrod Taylor. I watched him play so much in college. I don't know how. 4 years of watching him destroy my team in college, and I forget his name. Jonathan Taylor, that crazy run at the very end. I think this game, I mean, it did go to overtime, right? Let's check it on it real quick. Let's get that out. Actually, no, it didn't go to overtime. It was close to getting to overtime. Bill Belichick decided not to go for the. I can't even see the score right. Where did that score at? But Bill Belichick decided to go for. Man, I'm on like the like very last weeks. Oh no, this is preseason. How the hell did I even end up here? Crazy people, crazy. Let's just refresh that real quick, see what happened. Okay, there we go. But Bill Belichick decided to go for the kick because he somewhat had them in a way, you know. I think it was a 3-point. Was it a 3-point game? It was a 3-point game. Yeah, it was a 3-point game, and there was like 40-some seconds, or a minute and 40-some seconds, or 2 minutes, something like that. But they thought they had the chance, you know, but they didn't have any. I think they might have had one timeout. It was like a 2 and something, and then Jonathan Taylor just pretty much went for a run and went for like a 60, 70 yard touchdown, which pretty much ended it again. I was shook us to my feet because I honestly thought that game was going to overtime. I was hoping it would, so I can get some more points from Bowden, but that did not happen. Next game. I mean, we're not going to obviously get into every single game because that'd be way too much, but I'm getting way too deep into certain games, which I shouldn't be because I wanted to talk a little bit more. I guess I'm kind of back and forth now with the fantasy talk and the NFL, so it's good. It's good. It's gushy. Titans voices. They still shitty miracles. Big Ben not playing great, but he's playing good enough, I guess. With Najee Harris in the back and Jordan. Oh man, that game, like last week against Minnesota, that game, if they would have figured out, you know, if they would have gotten that game, they would have probably had even a better chance of making playoffs. But you know, still sitting with 7-6. Not looking too great for them, but they got to win against a really decent team, but not a great team, you know, since that backfield is just all over the place with McNichols, Hilliard, Foreman. And they don't have any of their top wide receivers. I guess none of these guys. I mean, Westbrook is decent, I guess. But yeah, none of these guys would be like the top target getters or anything if Julio or AJ Breezy was there, and that's Avi. was it says Julio was there, but I don't remember him. To be honest, I don't remember him getting any like looks or anything like that. Um, but yeah, the Steelers. It was mainly the defense. To be honest, the defense just kept making plays and plays and plays for that Pittsburgh Steelers team. Um, but yeah, they still have a chance of making the playoff. But they, I guess. Um, Panthers versus Billies, the Bills, the Hillbillies, the Buffalo Billies. Sorry about that, Bills fan, calling y'all Hillbillies. Y'all stay right there. Um, but Panthers versus Bills. Obviously, this I don't know what's gonna happen with the Rue, Matt Rue, and the Panther situation, but it's not looking great, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the main thing they have is pretty much the only shining armor right there, DJ Moore. Uh, Pretty much the only bright, I would say probably the only bright spot. I mean, dang, yeah. See, I went way over the times because I just kept talking about certain teams. But yeah, that's pretty much been the bright spot for them, and I get you really Robbie Anderson somewhat of been a disappointment as a player and as a fantasy player. So all around. Zilstro is supposed to have a somewhat of a breakout year, or is it Terrence Marshall? One of those two is supposed to have somewhat of a breakout year, but they didn't. They said, well, there was a whole bunch of talk about them, but neither one of them did really too much. Um, After Cam Newton came back and got that win, we all thought, hey, maybe there would be a little some jump there, but really there wasn't anything. But fantasy wise, I guess he's had two decent games. But other than that, oh yeah, and Bills. I guess Bills are looking pretty decent, but that was against a Panthers team. Decent defense, but not great offense. So, um, I mean, they still have what I think Bills have only 2 games left, but there's 3 weeks, so they must have 3 games left. And I was right, yeah, 3 games. One tough one versus the Patriots. If they lose this and the Jets somehow find a way to win this with Salah's defense. Maybe the Miami Dolphins can get in because the Dolphins have been on fire. I'm telling y'all, man, the Dolphins ain't no joke right now. They is not a joke. They have not. I mean, even though it's the Jets, but still, it's a different Jets. Shocking loss by the Cardinals. Um, St. Brown is actually looking like a really good wide receiver for the Detroit Lions. So at least they have that one bright spot in there. I don't know if Goff is gone or he's going to be a backup at Detroit, or some other team is going to get him. Maybe Matt Ryan somehow finds his way over here. Maybe they get a trade going or some, or they just get a player from the draft. I forget. I think it's Jags who get the first, and so far for right now, Jags are at first for the fantasy for the draft for the number one pick, and Lions are 2. Not sure on the quarterbacking situation in college. Too great on there right now. I mean, obviously I'm going to get into it later on when I get a little bit more time. I know there was that Ohio State player. There's actually I've heard of a couple of names, but we ain't into all that right now. Phew. Cowboys actually clinched their division. Well, not their division, but they're pretty much their division, not their conference. Cowboys clinched that. So, and the NFC, I don't know if anybody else. Cardinals, I think they still wouldn't have clinched the conference. Oh, Packers actually, I think, no, they still can't because there's still 2 games left, and everybody's like 10 games or so. Because then Bucks and them would have the same record. But we'll see what happened with that today. One disappointing thing in fantasy today, Gaskins. I had Gaskins. I'm sure a lot of y'all had Gaskins. Y'all probably started Gaskins because he was off the protocol for whatchamacallit. But yeah, the surprising fantasy man or whatever you want to call it was Duke Johnson. Dang, dude was playing his. I was about to say notes off, but man, he was playing off the charts. Well, he was running out there like Derrick Henry, like he had to spare Derrick Henry, but still, not. I wasn't too happy with that, but whatever, man. Another player that's made a big splash as of lately, maybe third, second round pick next year, as in Gabriel. I would say third, maybe fourth. I mean, unless you're like really confident that he's actually gonna be one of those, high, like getting you big volume of numbers and all that stuff, then you could. You can't go for him second. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does and they hit gold or something. But other fantasy areas, the majority top five were all from the same teams. Tyler Huntley and Mark Andrews, they were just back to back shot after shot, just pass to pass. Every single other play was a pass from Huntley to Mark Andrews, and they actually almost won the game, but what's his name, Jimmy, Mr. Harbaugh went for it for the. I think this is the second time like 2, 3, or 4 weeks or so that he's gone for it when the game's on the line. That's why I love uh, Mr. Harbaugh, one of my favorite coaches, because he just takes risk, and sometimes you just gotta do it, man. You just gotta do what you gotta do, and he didn't, but it didn't work out. I mean, it made sense because you give Aaron Rodgers the ball in overtime, and you don't know what happens. It probably was the smartest decision he could have made in that situation. I mean, it's one or the other, and he made the one that made more sense, I believe. I would have gone for, I don't know, because there was times where it just wasn't, you didn't have Lamar Jackson. Your running backs pretty much just come back. Your wide receivers are not the greatest at the moment, even though Brown is pretty good, but Mark Andrews has actually been really good as of late. But still, small decision. Brandon Cooks came back with another good game, man. This guy is off the chart. He's playing with almost a new QB every other year and still getting the job done. He needs to go to a good team, and that's 100. Wouldn't be crazy if he ended up connecting with Patty Mahomes, because I'm sure they need somebody. Well, I don't know how big. I was thinking they need somebody with size. They got Josh Gordon, but Josh Gordon just came back after like I don't know how many years off and stuff. But yeah, I didn't know you could do that right there. That's cool. But yeah, as y'all see right there, position is number 5. Hey, that's my quarterback right there. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna call it enough of the other games. We'll have another day for. I could probably end up doing another day because since I got 5 more games. But that's gonna be it for fantasy sabotage. Out.